All right, everybody, welcome back to the Digital Ledger channel. I want to give a big shout out to all my Aussie friends, Ange and Louie. I hope you guys are doing well. You, you guys can tell me whether or not that's an authentic Aussie accent or not. How far off am I? Shout out to all my friends, including my Aussie friends, Louie and Angelo. I hope you guys are doing well. Ripple moves court for fraud allegation dismissal. Now, it's interesting. 3 pieces of news today. We got the court dismissal that's been asked for here by Ripple. We're going to talk about that. OTC, there's been a huge move there. We're going to cover that as well. And then crypto forensics, Chainalysis. We're going to cover that, and I think there's a larger narrative there as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Ripple's moved to court asking to drop all fraud charges against it on a lawsuit as plaintiff has failed to provide details backing its claims. In the court document filed on Monday, San Francisco-based headquarter company is seeking a dismissal of fraud charges along with prejudice to plaintiff as the allegations are based on false representations. By and large, the court reasoned that the plaintiff failed to explain how or why the alleged misrepresentations were actually false. The attorneys of Ripple noted the plaintiff's consolidated first amended complaint, the FAC, attempts to resuscitate these claims, but fails because plaintiff still has not alleged with particularity how and why the alleged misrepresentations are false. Plaintiff's fraud claims should again be dismissed, this time with prejudice. As mentioned in the court document filed at California court, the plaintiff has brought 7 claims against Ripple and its CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, for selling unregistered securities, along with fraud allegations. The fraud allegations are based on several statements made by Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse promoting the company's products and its token. The lawsuit also highlighted many instances for which the claims of the company violated securities laws and also raised questions over the token promoted as a utility token. Through Ripple though Ripple is seeking removal of all allegations, it is stressing on 3 counts related to fraud claims, as according to the defendant's attorneys, the plaintiff has violated Rule 9B and Rule 9, requires plaintiffs alleging fraud to state the particularity of the circumstances constituting fraud. A plaintiff who successfully identifies the who, what, when, where, and how of a statement without more has not satisfied, the court filing added. Okay. So, where a plaintiff fails to explain how and why an alleged statement is false, the advertisements of fraud are insufficiently pled and must be disregarded. Notably, Ripple is facing multiple lawsuits for selling unregistered securities. A fresh one filed last month by a mysterious Puerto Rico based company known for going after crypto companies. I think we're not far from getting that resolved or dismissed altogether. It's falling apart really, really quick, like an old Pinto, if you get the reference. Okay, so Ripple's OTC Distribution wallet moves 800 million XRP. Not exactly pocket change. Whale alert detected 800 million XRP outflow from Ripple's OTC wallet. The OTC outflow is worth over $160 million. In a series of 4 transactions, 800 million XRP left Ripple's OTC distribution wallet. According to Whale alert, a total outflow equates to over 160 million at time of press. While the 4 transactions originate from Ripple OTC distribution wallet, each 200 million XRP transaction has different destination wallet. This is the first time this OTC wallet has been active in 2020, according to BitHump and XRP Explorer. The wallet's last transaction prior to today was on December 11, 2019. RippleNet's flagship platform has seen a surge in adoption this year as interest in the platform grows. RippleNet enables participating financial institutions to settle cross-border payments in a fraction of the time while also reducing costs. Ripple's on-demand liquidity ODL is a RippleNet solution that allows institutions to source liquidity using XRP. According to Ripple, ODL can result in 40 to 60% saving costs while taking only 3 seconds to settle. Furthermore, ODL service operates all hours of the day, ensuring that liquidity is available even during holidays or off hours. So that is that. And this also goes hand in hand with the Ripple press. I covered this on the IP channel. If you haven't seen it, please go watch the video. where they talk about focusing on smaller, low volume payments, high frequency payments. And I have to say, I think this is all a part of the process to bring small, medium enterprises in and prepare to open up to the next wave of implementation for settling through Ripple and the asset XRP. Okay, now let's move on to this piece of news really quickly here. Crypto forensic firm Chainalysis adds tracing support for Zcash and Dash. Now, why is this important? This is important because Chainalysis was headed up originally by Michael Moiser. Who's Michael Moiser? Great question. Michael Moiser came from the U.S. Treasury Department, a very high-level position. And he headed up Chainalysis, and a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, he recently left Chainalysis. The work was set up and done, and he is now back at the U.S. Treasury Department working for FinCEN and has a new title as the Deputy Director of Digital Innovation, I believe it is. So shout out to him and all his success at Chainalysis and what have you. So we're going to talk about this article, but just a little more about Chainalysis here before we drill down into this. Chainalysis, while Michael Moiser was there putting it all together, connected them with several government agencies and exchanges for getting the KYC and the illicit activity scanning of transactions to be securely in place to protect not only the sender and receiver, but to also make the exchanges compliant and or government agencies, so, and other businesses. So it's really important to note how important Chainalysis actually is to the new regulatory framework that will be really put in place not too long from now, and has really come down from an international level to begin with. Okay, so with that being said, little note that you may want to take and put a feather in your cap. Chainalysis also said, while Michael Moiser was there, that they are making the XRP-Ledger a part of its service. This is one of the main components of what tells me, as many other things, that everything runs on the ledger. The XRP-Ledger is a universal ledger for all things, from fiat to crypto to assets, commodities, you name it. And that's what this is all about. And it goes even further here because we're talking about privacy coins. Blockchain intelligence firm Chainalysis is peeling back the curtain on privacy coins. Chainalysis announced Monday that its Reactor and Know Your Transaction products can now trace Zcash and Dash, two privacy coins whose technical underpinnings theoretically makes their transaction flows difficult for investigators to follow. Both have been delisted by global exchanges weary of regulatory scrutiny. Chainalysis support poses a likely challenge to their secretive reputation. However, Chainalysis said that it can partially trace over 99% of, and I think believes Zcash's transactions and perform successful investigations on the handful of Dash transactions transferred through private send. The coins, which together account for $1.5 billion in daily crypto trading volume, broadens the reach of Chainalysis' two key products, Reactor and Crypto Investigations Platform, whose clients include U.S. government. Come on in. And Know Your Transaction, a real-time transaction monitor for exchanges that previously covered 90% of all crypto transactions. Interesting. In a blog post that downplayed how private these privacy coins actually are, Chainalysis said that it can follow Dash and Zcoin transactions without completely co-opting user privacy or leaving investigations at dead ends. The two cryptocurrency privacy features, both in how they are built as well as how they are used in real world, leave room for investigators and compliance professionals to investigate suspicious or illicit activity and maintain compliance, Chainalysis said. That is a big step for privacy coins, ladies and gentlemen. Dash's privacy send mixes multiple funds transfers together, optional core feature, but Dash technology similar to Bitcoin and their techniques that Chainalysis said proved successful on CoinJoin Bitcoin mixers also work on Dash. Zcash, a privacy coin by design, offers a shielded pool services that encrypts wallet addresses, balances, and transactions via zero-knowledge proof, ZK Snark, Chainalysis said the encryption is hardly insurmountable. Only about 0.9% of Zcash transactions are shielded right now. So even though the obfuscation of Zcash is stronger due to the ZNARC encryption, Chainalysis can still provide the transaction value and at least one address for over 99% of ZEC activity, Chainalysis said. Initially, Chainalysis said that the Zcash usage patterns could serve to undermine their party's anonymity. Jonathan Levine, now the chief strategy at Chainalysis, said the additions may prompt exchanges to consider relisting or adding Dash and Zcash, both of whom have been delisted from global exchanges in the past. We seek to provide transaction monitoring software to anyone who wants to be able to transact in different currencies, and I think we may see businesses become more comfortable with these coins as a result, he said. There you have it. Privacy coins now really being tracked to a great degree by Chainalysis, which uses the XRP-Ledger. Come on in. Hit the like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll catch you on the next one.